Okay, I'm Kay. I'm half vampire and half asleep. Long live the queen. Slightly late. There's some problems with YouTube. But I was very, very early for yesterday's stream. So I think I'm allowed to be slightly late for this one. Today's flavor of demise is fresh. Fresh flavored. Because we will get a new death. Or maybe I'll actually finish the game and we'll be queen for once. Now then, I might actually save on some big decisions to see how far we can get. And I have the reference open, provided last time, for mood bonuses. And I think I also made a list of stuff that I definitely needed to not get myself killed. Yes. I want to get accounting and presence for the magical girl stuff. I want to get dogs to 50s to survive the poison. There's other ways of doing these, but still. Military to survive the civil war. Lumen skills for the magic duel, or maybe shipwright stuff. Let's see what we can do. For now, let's begin fresh. Very early for yesterday's. Yeah, there was the time was moved yesterday because we had to end at 8. So rather than starting at 8, we ended up ending at 8. And I was very slightly late to the move time because I slept too much. But that's fine. Let's start again. Might read a bit faster on some of these. Jocelyn, King Dowager, Duke of Colaris. Almost home, your room is just the way you left it. Elodie, the Crown Princess. Ellipses. I know it's hard to leave your school and all your friends, but I've raised the best possible tutors for every subject. You'll have to work hard this year to prepare yourself for your 15th birthday, but I know you can do it. You'll learn quickly and make a wonderful queen. It's what your mother would have wanted. This is not what mother would have wanted. She wouldn't have wanted to die and leave me. No, she wouldn't, but sometimes bad things happen. We have to pick up and carry on. All of Nova depends on us, on you. Ha. I'll be here to guide you until your coronation, but the decisions you make are ultimately up to you. I'm going to read quite quickly until we get to newish content. Come, your maids are waiting. Alright, I have definitely played this before. Let's see what we need to do. Current Big Depressed, bonuses to expression and animal handling. We're definitely going to want animal handling. Expression's nice and all, but let us boost dogs for the time being. Oh, dogs. Week 1. You visit the kennels and learn about the different breeds of dogs. You learn about dog grooming, the most common diseases and injuries that dogs suffer from. You learn for the standard commands for working with trained dogs and retrievers. Are there any better bonuses for animal handling, I wonder? If you read it quicker each time, how fast will you be reading when you finally beat the game? I'll scan read and just wrap the entire contents of dialogue. There's animal handling on this list. Ah, here we go. Yep, it just gets a +1 from depression. So we'll stick with being depressed. So that noise outside, who's there? Oh, it's my cousins, my aunt and uncle. Darling, we're so terribly sorry to hear about your mother Fidelia. Thank you. You look well, niece. Or it's Laurent, Duke of Merva. And Charlotte, Lady Bertha. Hi, Lodi. Hi, Lottie. I haven't seen you in ages. Will you be staying long? Yep, Mummy said we'll be here all month. Maybe we'll have time to talk later. No, I gained cheerfulness. Let's visit Father. Dad, can we talk? I'm sorry, Uncle and I have things to do. Maybe another time. Uh-oh. +1 lonely. Alright, we've still got big depressed. I'm not sure if one more in animal handling would be enough to max out at 50. But yeah, let's do it anyway just to make sure. Then I need to move off of depressed into something else. I'm gonna want accounting or accounting and presence as well. If I remember right, accounting doesn't get bonuses from anything. Economics accounting. Nope, it only gets negatives. But it has no minuses from being depressed, so I could probably start doing that now. Save points. And then presence. Presence will get a bonus from yielding. So I'll need to go for yielding next. So let's do accounting in the afternoon. You practice working with trained dogs in a small area, telling them to stay, search, and fetch. You brush up on basic mathematics with the help of an abacus. What's the commotion outside, Father? What's going on? Ah, Juliana, Duchess of Ursel. I've come to repay your respects in honor of your mother. You have no respect or honor. It's because of you and your powers that my wife is dead. What? I am a lumen, as was she, and like every lumen, I'm willing to give my life if necessary to protect our domain. Your line has been traitors for 200 years. I won't have you corrupting my daughter. That is for the Crown Princess to decide. Elodie, your mother trusted me, and I have much to teach you. She can stay. I want to hear what she has to say. She stays, as you wish. Oh good, you gave me some willfulness. Let's get any of the unique conversations out of the way first. Talk to Charlotte. I love this room, it's so much bigger than mine back home. You should visit more often. It's awful the only time I get to see you is something like this. I know your brother and sister are still too young, but why haven't you come to school? My mother worries about me. She doesn't think anywhere but home is safe. I understand. I'm probably not going to be allowed to leave this castle until my birthday. But at least we can have fun together here. Oh, I've moved to afraid. Well, that's fine. Being afraid doesn't give any negatives to accounting. So let's finish off dogs and more accounting. You choose a young puppy and begin raising him to respond to you over all others. Skill in dogs is now 50. You study the manipulation of larger quantities through direct calculations using written numbers instead of an abacus. He loves me not. Lottie, do you not have a boyfriend? Or do you have a boyfriend? Not really, I just like to play with the flowers. All of a sudden, the Duchess of Ursel rushes into the garden and points her sword at you. No, not at you, at your feet. Princess, don't move. I'm gonna look down. You look down where the sword is pointing. There's a snake in the grass. You can't help it, you squeak and jump back. The snake tenses and prepares to strike. No. Your cousin pushes you aside and the snake's fangs sink into her leg. Lottie. Too late, Juliana brings the sword and cuts off the snake's head. What is going on out here? Your daughter's been bitten by a milk viper. They're poisonous. Get an herbalist right away. I don't think I introduced her. Lucille, Countess of Nix. I will treat my daughter. I certainly can't trust anyone here to keep her safe. I'm sorry. I don't feel good. We'll be returning home to Merva immediately. Your aunt has a point. Milk vipers are not native to this area. The snake should never have been here. Someone may have tried to kill you. Will Charlotte be okay? I don't know. Well then. Let us speak to the Duchess. What is it you wanted to teach me? First, I need to know if you have your mother's crystal. What crystal? The source of power for any lumen is a particular magical crystal. Once you've bonded with it, it becomes a part of you as long as you live. The royal crystal has been passed down from ruler to ruler for generations. It belongs to you now, except that the king may be keeping it from you. Do you have a crystal? Of course. Whoa. She holds out her hands, light flickers above her bosom, and then with a shower of sparkles, something takes shape. As you reach out to touch it, it dissolves away to nothing. Oh. Belongs to me. No one can take it from me until I die. You need to find the crystal that belongs to you. Alright, still big afraid. Which is perfectly fine. You can be afraid and learn accounting. I'm sure most accountants are afraid. You study money lending and the controversies involved in charging interest. According to the Druids, one should always return more than one is loaned, or else the debt will have no value to the world. You study bookkeeping and the art of notating incomes and expenditures, as well as how to determine the amount of funds a solvent business needs to keep on hand in order to continue functioning. The castle seems quieter with Charlotte and Emery and Zahara and their parents gone. It's certainly not empty though. It seems like we get more servants every day. I was so worried about Charlotte to have that snake bit her, but her mother said she's okay, so I guess it turned out alright. Maybe she has a guardian angel. Yeah, I'm sure she's fine. How do I find my Lumen crystal? Your father probably knows what happened to it. What if he destroyed it? They can't be destroyed. He could throw it away, but then someone else might find it. No, he'll keep it safe. But if it's mine, it wouldn't matter if someone else found it. It's attuned to you, but if you haven't bonded it with it yet, if it found a compatible host, then someone who was like you in some way, it could bond to them. That's interesting. I wonder if I didn't lose my crystal before that other Lumen Mage shows up later on, he'd be able to take it and use it. Alright, let's do... I need some more in trade and production. 25 each. Week 5. You learn that even the smallest of villages has a central market where locals can trade what they have grown or made with others who have different skills. You learn that Sunset Bay off the coast of Duchy, Mozamba, is a prime location of fishing. Okay, lovely. One of the maids approaches for your attention. Alice, my lady, couriers have arrived from the Duke of Sedna. We have a Duke of Sedna? Okay, well, I haven't learned any foreign affairs yet. No, my lady, the Duchess of Sedna is in Talas. They brought you a letter, a gift. Condolences on the death of, deeply regret, best wishes. Oh, what a beautiful necklace. Something sparkly will make me feel better. Quite. Father, I wish to have my magic crystal. Dad, what happened to Mom's Lumen crystal? It's in a safe place. Can I have it? No. But it's mine. Meddling with magic killed your mother. I don't want that to happen to you. Once you're crowned queen, I can't stop you from doing anything you want, but for now you're still a child. Ah, big sad. I've got a good amount of willfulness, but I'm too afraid. So I need more anger or more willfulness. You learn that individual peddlers travel between villages and cities, some on foot with packs and mules, others riding horses or wagons. Sometimes different wagons group together to form a caravan. You learn how farmers in the Duchy of Marie rotate between fields for raising crops and fields that lie fallow. Oh, a new outfit. Wonderful. As you're walking, you spot a familiar figure in the palace gardens. It's the Duchess of Ursel. Maybe I should go and say hello. Then you notice that seated beside her is a woman in the robes of a priestess. They're very close together, their hands gently touching as they speak. Looks like she's busy. A lewd. You turn and walk in a different direction, as to not to disturb them. At that moment, you notice something unusual. Looks like someone just left the palace grounds by going over the hedge. Was it a servant, a thief, or an assassin? Let's call the guards on this one. The guards! However, by the time the response is organized and directed to the area beyond the palace, there's no sign of any intruder. You wonder if you're only imagining it. Certainly not. Right, Juliana? My father says that I can't have the crystal until I'm queen, so we'll just have to wait. It may not be time to wait. The world is filled with dangers and you'll need the powers of the Lumen to fight them. You can't begin training until you've bonded with your crystal. Well, what else am I supposed to do about it? The crystal is probably held under guard in the royal treasury. You are the princess. You should be able to find a way inside. Otherwise, we might have to take drastic action. I'll find a way. Alright, I'll try and get into the treasury. Ooh. I might be willful now. Yep, willful. Intrigue military lumen. Interesting. What did I need for royal demeanor? Oh, is it yielding for royal demeanor? Oh, I see. I read the thing wrong. That's fine, I can learn other stuff. Oh no, penalty to economics. That's not helpful. To wait on that one then. In that case, let's do some military training. And then reduce my willfulness after. Also, I've got a tuxedo. With a phenomenal little top hat. Oh, I'm very willful. That's a good willful bonus. It's the only thing that gives a bonus to intrigue, so let's do some of that, why not? Internal affairs and foreign intelligence. Week 7. Until you have children of your own, your maternal uncle, the Duke of Merthyr, is next in line for the crown, and after him would be his daughter, your cousin Charlotte. The current Duke of Sedna is 26 years old and unmarried. He might be discovered a good marriage prospect for you if you desire stronger ties with the domain of Talas. Oh. As you're walking up the stairs, a maid comes running down holding a towering pile of linen. I have no elegance or reflexes. Before you can react, she barrels into you, sending you and the sheets flying. Oh, my lady, I'm so sorry. I will apologize. No, it was my fault. I should have gotten out of your way. If you say so, my lady. Okay. What do I need? Presence. Yielding, ideally. Yielding, lonely, cheerful. Attending goal work. Sitting in on court sessions is not fun at all, but it pleases your father and it may be important for your future. Oh no. I'm back to being depressed. Well, might as well get back to accounting. Yep. You know about the concept of diminishing returns. a point after which spending more on a particular project fails to improve it as much as previous spending did. You study taxation and learn about how past monarchs demanded too much and drove peasants into ruin in order to collect it. Other monarchs demanded too little and drove whole domains into ruin by lacking the funds to sustain and defend them. You study the standard operating costs of the domain's military and amounts needed to commission new ships, soldiers, and knights. Oh, there is a man here to see you, which is crowdfunding for a project of his. Remember, the treasury is not unlimited. If you choose to invest, you'll have less money to work with later. Your Royal Highness, I have a plan to print books using metal letters which can be moved and reused. I need to borrow 875 lassi to assemble the metal and a factory to mold and cast the type. With this system, we'll be able to create new books in a fraction of the time it takes now and make copies to send all over the world. Hey, success. If it really works, that could be a very important invention. Absolutely invest. We'll be happy to invest in your venture. Lovely. Okay, well, attending court's making me too depressed, so let's play with toys. Okay, now I'm afraid. Still need more yielding. So, let's do some agility training. Reflexes and flexibility. The teacher walks around you, prodding a finger at you slowly in order to train in blocking those touches without triggering fear or faster breathing. You learn to relax and evaluate the tension in your body, then to practice the different types of motion available to each of your joints, twisting, shifting, and rotating. Ah. Banyon, Duke of Marie, Earl of Serenitatis. Your Highness, my sympathies for your loss. Even after all these years, I sometimes forget that my own mother will never be coming back. Thank you. However, I must call for your aid. The Ixionite occupation of the country of Ibrium has gone on for too long. Now is the time to push back. Not enough foreign affairs. I know there's some problems with Ixion, but I don't know the details. I guess they're occupying Southern Marie? I don't know anything about the military. I don't want to fight. There must be a peaceful way to settle this. I'll send for diplomats from Ixion and try to come to some arrangement. Thank you, Your Highness. If I may ask, that necklace you're wearing, where did it come from? It was a gift from the Duke of Sedna. Then you have made arrangements with him. What sort of arrangements? Your Highness, that is a courting gift. The man wishes to gain your hand in marriage. Oh, I didn't realize. How embarrassing for me. Okay. Let's get some more yielding in. Okay, still afraid. So we do more agility training. You practice with the jump rope to increase the speed of your footwork. You practice solo tennis, hitting a ball against the wall repeatedly in order to train your hand and your eye to react. I can now play sports, lovely. You practice circling your arms and making kicking motions with your legs to stretch out your limbs. You practice bouncing motions with your arms and legs to increase the muscular effect. The representative from Ixion is here. Be careful, no one wants to give up prizes that they have won. You have the full support of my sister and myself, Your Highness. Let's get this over with. Oh, his sister, Bryn, Duchess of Hellas, Countess of Dysnomia. Your Royal Highness, thank you for granting me this audience. I'm sure we can come to an amicable agreement. The diplomat. Let bygones be bygones, no. We'll forget about your unprovoked attacks on us, and you'll transfer the rights to this little province. We can be good neighbors again without any lives being lost. Oh dear. I failed all my foreign fairs. Execute him. Let's save the game, shall we? It's offering money. That is not acceptable. All the land north of the river belongs to us. We were willing to offer payment in exchange for the inconvenience you have suffered, but nothing more. I believe we could settle the matter for 8,000 golden lassi. That's more than all of Marie pays taxes in a year. It's far too much. Make a counteroffer. You and I both know that's more than the land is worth. 4,000 lassi is more than generous. Then we accept your generosity. Phew, at least that's over with. I knew mine counting would come in handy. Let's see. Yielding, lonely, and cheerful. Plus angry minus lonely. Still afraid. That's fine. I think if I do anger next time, it should get me onto yielding. And I need to do some dance training before I can get my agility past the stopping points. You practice curtsying, standing, and walking across the floor in a graceful manner. Yeah, right, that's fine. Practice walking on the arm of a partner and following their cues to pause and turn while keeping your eyes closed. You practice different partner dance positions, closely held at a distance and non-contact, and the appropriate hand placement for each. No outfit, lovely. There are reports that a Keithong has been sighted leaving the Old Forest. What's a Keithong? A beast with the body of an enormous golden cat, a sharp beak and spikes on its back. Sounds like something straight out of Made in Abyss. Oh, wow. Several disappearances in southern Coloris are already thought to be the work of the creature. What do we do? Should we set hunters? Traditional policy on stray beasts is to hope that they return to the forest and stay there. Hunters are no match for such creatures. You would only make it angry and waste more lives. We just let it eat people? Everyone dies in the end. Oh. Also, there's a letter for you. Talaris, the Duke of Sentinel, will be arriving next week for an official visit. Oh. Well then. Let's play sports. Take the court for a few games of tennis. Feel the thrill of competition. Alright. I think I've got the tutu. Yep. The tutu is wonderful, but let's stick with the tuxedo for now. Alright. I've got the Royal Demeanor bonus. So let's work on presence. You practice wearing the royal regalia and looking at yourself in a mirror. Young as you are queen of the blood, so your mother's daughter, you are a force to be reckoned with. You stare at yourself in the mirror and practice focusing and transmitting energy with only your eyes, turning the intensity of your gaze on and off at will. You practice using different styles of breathing in order to feel more energetic and to let that energy surround you for others to share. Here he is. Talaris, the Duke of Sedna. Your Highness. What a pleasure it is to meet you in person at last. Your description did not do you justice. Oh, I failed my flattery. I don't know how to deal with handsome older men paying me compliments. I was so pleased to hear that you had accepted my humble offering, a jewel for a jewel. You are the most precious. I hope that this is the only beginning of a mutually beneficial relationship. A union between us would bring sad stability to both our peoples. Really does want to marry me. Okay. I'm going to save here, but I'm going to politely decline his offer. I need to let him down gently. My court manners are terrible. I am not marrying you. I'm only 14. That may not have been gentle. I see. I regret the misunderstanding. Oh dear. What should I do? Sports will be fine. Okay. I need to up the other two in royal demeanor before I up my presence too much more. You practice deep breathing exercises, learning to find and maintain a sense of inner calm. You practice walking on the narrow rails, taking each step carefully and focusing on your balance. Here we go. You're requested to stand in judgment. A woman has been convicted of attempted murder and requests the mercy of the crown. Your Highness, this slattern dares to beg pardon when she admits that she tried to poison my sister under her own roof. Which sister? Corisande, the Duchess of Mead. Is she alright? She is unharmed. We caught the culprit in the kitchens before anyone could eat her foul spew. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? This is justice, it is. Them devils killed me brother and broke me mam's heart. Lied to her, they did. When she went to see why he'd not come back. Said he'd gone for a soldier when he never would. He weren't the only one, neither. I waited 10 years for my chance to get my own back. That's justice. You see, she's completely unrepentant. Hang her and be done with it. I don't know what this is all about. Either way, murder's a serious crime. Murder bad. Putting her to work seems like a bad idea. Seeing as she was working in kitchens, which is where she tried to kill someone. Whatever, off with her head. As she's clearly guilty, her life is forfeit. She'll be hanged in public as a deterrent to other criminals. You'll not have me. Yeah, she always breaks loose, doesn't she? In your court dress, you're unarmed. You grope for your weapon and find that only a heavy golden ornament which you hurl in her direction. Flies wide of its mark. I love that archery is what determines that. Before you have a chance to do anything else, your personal guards step into action, cutting the woman down before she can endanger you. Her lifeless body lies bleeding on your carpet. Get that out of here. Put it on display so that everyone sees what happens to criminals. Lovely. Ooh, I'll make myself too angry if I keep doing sports. Yielding, lonely, cheerful. Minus angry. Yeah, let's keep the stats even for now. Composure and elegance. You practice positive thinking, maintaining a good self-image, and conditioning yourself to carry on rather than be frustrated by any past misstep. That's good general life advice, to be honest. You practice sitting calmly while your teacher circles around you and makes unexpected loud noises at random intervals. Maybe not so much that one. You practice standing and walking with books bounced on your head. You practice the elegant way to hold and sip from a teacup, your pinky slightly extended for balance. New outfit. As you're walking in the gardens one day, you hear a strange sound and look up to see an owl flying overhead. A single dry leaf flutters in its talons. That's funny, I thought owls were nocturnal. Guess I was wrong. When you return to the castle, your father's waiting for you. There's a woman here to see you. She wishes crown funding for a project. Thank you for seeing me, Your Royal Highness. I've come on behalf of the people. I wish to build a hospital where any citizen afflicted with disease can be brought for treatment. Herbs and battlefield medicine. Putting all the sick people together, wouldn't that make them die faster? We're not interested. Hospitals? Terrible idea. I think attending service just minuses a stat for balancing things. 10 services and council will grow. Let the peace of the ritual calm your heart. Lovely. Royal demeanor's looking very balanced. Now I have the coronet. Lovely. This'll do. An outfit fitting my station. Let's pass this on presents. You plant your feet in a strong stance, imagining that you are a tree, deeply rooted in the earth. You can feel the power within you, and you know that you will not be pushed aside. You practice focusing your attention on individuals as you pass, letting them feel a brief connection with you before you formally acknowledge them with a nod. You practice being aware of your environment, seeing everything as it transpires around you and feeling that you're in control of it all. You practice giving commands to the council staff, neither asking nor demanding, but telling them what needs to be done. As long as you believe it to be true, they will as well. Remember that the Festival of the Good Lady is approaching. There will be public celebrations for the commoners, followed by a grand gala for the nobility. A grand ball? There will be dancing? As queen, you'll be expected to lead the procession and take part in the ceremonial planting, possibly give a speech. However, since you are not yet crowned, it is not required, and it may not be safe to expose you to the public. What do you mean not safe? Outside the castle, you are less well protected. If it all means you harm, think on it, decide later. Word has come from the factory for books that you funded. They've assembled enough equipment to begin printing test pamphlets. Lovely. As the royal sponsor, it is your right to decide the content of the first printing. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Pro-Lumen propaganda. That's fun. Pro-Lumen propaganda, why not? I think the people of Nova don't have enough respect for magic users. I want to print pamphlets about lumens. Oh, I failed my law. I want to show everyone how magic can do good things. As you wish. He doesn't seem convinced. There's a letter for you as well. It's from Brownie. I went to school with her, but she's a couple of years older than me. Her mother is the Duchess of Mead. She's complaining that her mother still won't let us come home for the holidays. Apparently her uncle Kevin has been acting strangely lately and shouting at shadows. She's bored and looking for an adventure. Well, I don't have any to suggest for her. Tough. Alright. I think I can actually visit the treasury now. You overwhelm the guards with facts and figures, explaining that you need the treasury access to adjust the royal budget, which may affect their pay packets as well as the taxes assessed on their friends and family. They stand aside. The glitter is dazzling. Some sixth sense draws you towards one little box in particular. This is what you need. This is the crystal that will make you illumine. You tuck the box into your pocket, you can show it to your mentor later and get instructions on what to do next. Excellent. Oh, my mood has my mood has become neutral. Wow. I don't think I've seen that before. Does that mean I get a bonus for nothing? Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, I think the only skill that has no bonuses associated with it will be economics. So back to economics classes, I suppose. And then I'd like to get some military skills next. So, military. For that, I'm going to want angry or willful. One of those two. Right, well, let's up trade and production then. You learn that most of the domain's iron is mined in Sudbury and transported west by the Gowan River to the Cavallo. You learn that the hilly terrain in Hellas is no good for growing most crops, but is excellent for vineyards and migratory flocks of sheep and goats. I'm still alive, so I've not missed anything important. Yeah. Nothing too important. Although I had a bonus thing where I got to choose what was being printed by the print press books, and I sent out a Lumen propaganda. The most important trade route in the domain is the Cavallo River. It travels through the center of your lands. Almost every duchy contains tributaries that feed into the Val, and boats to be shipped along by boat. Much of the domain's trade comes to the Western Ocean, capital city of the castle, located on the island near the mouth of the Cavallo River and meets the sea, which makes it an important location for the trade domain. Today is a procession for planting the Festival of the Good Lady. Will you be leading the parade? If you have any concerns about your safety, please stay here. The People recover from disappointment. If you lose you, there's no recovery. I've got pretty good presence now, so I could probably lead the speech. Lead the speech? Lead the parade and make a speech. Ooh. I'm not afraid. I'm going to be the best parade leader ever. My little girl. Lumen propaganda, you know, we'll look at the other options though. The other options were that we were printing pamphlets. I could either print poems about how good my mother was, Lumen propaganda, or what was the third one? Something else. I forget what the third option was. What was it? Oh well. Okay, your best gown for the occasion, and walk slowly through the town with your attendants. It would not be appropriate for you to wear swords, but you do walk with a sturdy golden scepter that's taller than you are. Oh, I failed decoration and elegance. Oh no. At the end of the route, you help the priestesses turn over the earth for the new tree we planted. After the blessings are read, you hold up your hands and call for silence so that you can speak. Ah, public speaking. Duh. Unfortunately, all the words you had planned go out of your head, and you're faced with the moment. You manage a few polite sayings about the running of the holidays and thank everyone for attending, then turn away, your cheeks red. Oh. Presents didn't help me at all with that. Fair enough. Okay, well I can talk to Juliana now. I got it! What do I do now? Pick up the crystal with your bare hands, press it against your chest over your heart, and say illuminate. Okay, here we go. Illuminate. I too enjoy Madoka Magica. You feel dizzy, and both larger and lighter than you were before. The crystal has disappeared from view, but you know where it is. Wow! The priestess here is a friend of mine. I'll come to your lessons in the faith and train you to use your powers. Yay! Oh, I think I'm happy now. Big happy. Lovely. So I get conversation and athletics bonuses. Well, I'll do some conversation, I guess. Well, I already screwed up public speaking recently. Let's do court manners and flattery. You review the correct greetings and guests according to rank, and when to extend your hand to another. All nobles expect their due honors. You learn that it's important to make eye contact when saying nice things about someone. Are you ready for the grand ball? All the nobles in the domain are here to see you, to see their queen. You finish dressing and descend the stairs to make a grand entrance. All around, the rich and powerful pause in their activities to gaze upon you, ruler of them all. See, now my presence is good. You let your eyes rest upon each in turn as you might have been taught, impressing upon them that you are not a child but a queen. Your father waits for you at the bottom of the stairs and offers you his arm. The first dance is for us. He guides you gently around the dance floor, never rushing you. It's fun to dance with your father, but the look in his eyes is so sad. After this, you must choose your own partner. There are a number of men who hope to catch your eye. The Duke of Kegel alone has brought 3 eligible sons, all near your age. You look around the room at all your possible partners, which is to say, everyone. No one may begin dancing until you do. You can pick whomever you want and you will not be denied. Oof. Here's where things get scandalous. Let's pick someone my own age, keep them guessing. You approach Linley, the second son of the Duke of Kegel. He's about 2 years older than you, but he was always nice to you at school. He bows to you with great courtesy and you begin to dance. Dancing with a real partner feels quite different from dancing with your father. You knew him, knew his steps like a part of you, and now every move is a mystery. I failed my dance. Unfortunately, you lose track of which steps you're supposed to do, when, and trip over your own feet. Oops. Between the dances, there is time for the guests to mingle, chat, and sample tiny bites of exquisite food. Save menu? Yeah, I'm saving fairly frequently now. Just in case I screw up badly enough that I get a boring death. So we can carry on if we need to. Oh no, my court manners. During a lull in the music, Manuel, the Duke of Marie taps an elegant fingernail against a wine glass. Then a clear note ring out through the room. If I might have your attention, I believe we should offer our compliments to our lovely hostess. Her words of wisdom guide us through our difficulties. Everyone applauds politely. As the gala continues, you take the opportunity to observe nobles that you rarely see. There's Gwenelle, for instance, the young lady of Sudbury, only months older than you and due to finally inherit control of her duchy soon. Or Adele, the youngest daughter of the Duchess of Lila and a fierce sportswoman. She was a few years ahead of you at school and an absolute terror of the ball fields. No Brownie, she said her parents were leaving her stuck at school this season. Her parents are here, dancing together, the Duke Consort clutching his Duchess possessively tight. Strange there's no sign of your cousins though, shouldn't they be here? Your aunt and uncle are here, of course. It would be scandalous if they hadn't come, Merva being so close by. It's nice to be able to enjoy time with your friends and family, isn't it? Man, that's such an early time to fail a magic check. It's like you've got to be really pushing for magic to have any magic at this point. Let's see. Need more depression, more anger. I'm not even angry at all. What was the other one for military? Willfulness would work too. So let's just reduce cheerfulness. Oh, I'm so happy still. Conversation. This would have been handy. As the person of highest rank within the domain, no one may sit at any formal event unless you give them permission. No one must ever turn their back to you, and if they do, you intend to recognize the insult. You study rules for formal dining, including the proper utensils for different dishes. As the queen, no one will comment on your mistakes, but they will notice them. You learn that flattering comments have the best impact when kept short. Gushing makes someone feel awkward. You learn that it's always better to compliment people for their personality and their choices than their physical attributes. Who knew? You wander downstairs to visit your father and talk about the latest events in the domain. You're moving with such enthusiasm that you don't realize your father isn't alone, until it's too late to avoid him and his companion. Siren, Countess of Miranda and Callisto. You are too kind, Jocelyn. Countess Siren, not a member of your circles. She's a bit more than a decade your senior, far too old to have ever been your friend, and yet not at all old as noblewomen go. She has 2 minor titles, no husband, and your father's arm in her grasp. How dare she make a move on your father? Uh-oh, my composure. I can shame her with silent scorn. You meet her eyes and imagine your mother's disapproving presence behind you. Her colour pales and she releases her grip on your father's arm, mumbling an apology before hurrying out of the room. You have defeated her. Once she's gone, you have raised an eyebrow at your father. Don't give me that look, young lady. She's a nice woman, nothing more. She wants something more, and it's not going to happen anytime soon. You should be careful how you deal with people like Siren. You need the goodwill of your nobles as well as the commoners. There haven't been any problems so far. As queen, you must be aware of everything around you. I am paying attention to what's around me. I'm not paying attention to what's around me. Alright. Still so cheerful. I think conversation's probably getting up. Let's do some public speaking. You practice tongue-twisting sequences of syllables to improve your enunciation. You take deep breaths and practice speaking loudly and clearly, projecting your voice to every corner of a room. You memorize lists and sonnets, and then recite them for your teacher and any castle staff she can round up to serve as an audience. Oh, an outfit, lovely. It's the time of year to decide any necessary adjustments to the royal budget. The majority of the money received is already spoken for, but there's always room for discretion. An accounting success. Nice. Based on the records and notes of current expenditures, if you maintain the current tax rate, you will still have 5,120 gold lassai and 90 silver lassai available for special projects. Oh, failed my logistics though. Any little trade disruption shouldn't need more than a few hundred lassai to sort out, at least temporarily. Well, let's keep them the same then. I think they're fine as they are. As you wish. Good to know. Alright. Current mood is willful. Which has some nice bonuses. What was my new outfit? Tea dress. Oh, cute. This conversation. Nice hat. Okay, I've got some intrigue. Military, Lumen. I know I'm going to need military skills later, but I wonder if it would be more beneficial to get more intrigue skills now. Let's do a little bit of intrigue. Get each of them to 25 at least. Your maternal uncle's wife, the Countess Nyx, claims kinship to the old Merva line and originally asked your mother for title to the duchy. However, no one could verify her lineage. As a compromise, your mother created her brother, Duke of Merva. The last Duke of Mead was the older half-brother of the current Duchess. His reign was brief and highly scandalous. He defied tradition to pledge himself as the life mate of the old Duke of Ursel. They broke that off only a year later. He retired into seclusion and died still unwed. And I'd never be able to remember all this family lore. The domain of Shangia, across the sea to the west, has been steadily increasing in size, and now controls a wide range of coastline as well as most of the navigable rivers. The political disruption in Tombala in recent years has caused a disruption in the chocolate production, which is to the benefit of Nova, particularly the Duchy of Kegel. You're requested to stand in judgment. Owen has been convicted of the murder by strangling of his wife. He does not deny the act, but requests a pardon that might set him free. If you admit you killed your wife, why do you think I'm going to set you free? Save me, your majesty. It wasn't my fault. Demons made me do it. Everyone knows the power of magical beasties. They used me. They twisted my fingers into chains. My wife found me screaming. She tried to shake me and the chains wrapped around her. I need the priestesses to bless me and make me clean again. Demons that make you attack people. It's not even possible. I mean, I've never tried pardoning him, but that just seems silly. I don't care whether there were demons or not. You're still a murderer and your life is forfeit. You'll be hanged in public as a deterrent to future criminals. I'm pretty sure this causes an incident at the hanging, but whatever. He opens his mouth to argue with you further, but then his shoulders slump. Yes, your majesty. I mean, if we kill everyone, there just won't be a problem, will there? Alright, I want to keep my willfulness for a while. Let's remain fairly neutral. I want to get my ciphering to 30. Practice reading words whose letters have been arranged in reverse order, the simplest of transpositions, which anyone illiterate can puzzle through if they try, but sometimes used to hide information. I use the same voice for the same man. And once again, you point out, yeah. I'm being pretty consistent with the game. I mean, one of these days I'll make it to the end. I can only hope. You practice shifting substitution ciphers, where each letter is replaced by one a few steps further along the alphabet, so that cake and pie becomes a little Cthulhu-like. You practice random substitution ciphers, where the normal alphabet is replaced by one in jumbled order. This is harder to decode, but most people need a written substitution chart to read or write it. And that chart can be lost or stolen. New outfit, lovely. You receive word of an unfortunate incident at the gallows, where the man you judged was sent to be executed. Yeah. He was led to the platform. He suddenly lashed out with explosive magical power, killing several guards and spectators before making his escape. The population is buzzing with rumors of a secret cabal of evil lumens who sacrificed innocents to their dark rituals. Oh no, my Lumen propaganda didn't work. Okay. Yielding, lonely, cheerful. Compare them side by side, you might notice they're slightly different over time. Might be interesting to take the first and last once the series is complete. Yeah. Do some like comparisons of the scenes. Maybe some kind of compilation. Let's visit the treasury. Check out the royal funds. I've got the catsuit. the monocle's a real nice touch. I like the tea dress though. I think it's appropriate. Okay, intrigue's doing well. I don't want to get up internal affairs and foreign intelligence, just so because those tests come up all the time. Why does the catsuit get a monocle? It just does, okay? It's great. The Duke of Marie has paid suit to the Duchess of Ursel to no avail. The Duchess's brother is opposed, as he will inherit if she dies childless. But agents suspect the Duchess of Ursel is actually more interested in the Duchess of Hellas. Neither has ever been linked to a man. Duchess Like of Dis married the old Duke of Sudbury, who was more than twice her age, and then divorced him as soon as she'd borne him an heir in order to be free to marry another. This was considered shockingly rude by the general nobility, but the old Duke apparently had no objection. Since the recent revolution, the Tombulans have twice begun gathering troops on the Novan border. Both times their camps were struck by fierce storms and earthquakes, but they decided to give up on the idea. Pirates are once again operating out of Orcus, although they are currently sticking to the northern seas and no threat to Nova. However, if they turn to slave raids, the Borealans may be quite vulnerable. Interesting. I regret to inform you that Fabian, the Earl of Titan and Duke Regent of Elath, has passed away. This isn't really a surprise. He was pretty old. The problem is the political implications. With the control of Elath in doubt, it falls to the crown to make decisions. Young Lord Adair will not reach his 15th birthday for over 2 years. He requires a regent. His stepmother, Aris, the Duchess of Lila, has petitioned that the boy be left in her care. This would, however, leave her in personal control of 2 neighbouring duchies, which is generally forbidden. Almost the entire eastern border. I don't know anything really bad about it, though. The boy does have a living grandfather, the Earl of Ishtar, or you might appoint an unrelated noble to act in his stead. The Earl of Ishtar has suggested another possibility. You and Adair are both young, not too far apart in age. He requests that we accept the boy as your future husband and keep him here at the castle. Right. I think sending him to the uncle is probably the safe bet. Safety save, though. What about your brother Armand? He would be a safe pair of hands to watch over Adair. As you wish. Lovely. Alright. big willfulness. I think intrigue's probably good for now. So let's move on to military classes. Wonder what happens if you marry as soon as possible. I think that, in one of my early attempts, one of the first two, I got engaged with the guy who sent me the necklace, but I think I died pretty quickly, so I didn't really go anywhere. So I'm not sure what happens if you actually get to marry. You'd probably only get married towards the end of the game, if anything. Then probably anger, disappoint a bunch of people who are hoping to rise in power. Yeah, that's the problem. It's a big... There's some big political gain to be made in marrying somebody, but it means you can't marry anyone else. It's risky either way. I think royalty's hard. Week 23. Study the strengths and weaknesses of different weapons in battle formations. You know about the types and amounts of food required for an army on the march, and how long they'll remain edible. There's a woman here to see you. She's a musician and wishes crown patronage. Ooh. The bean. I remember deciding she was a spy last time. Your Royal Highness, if you accept me as a member of your court, I will immortalize you in word and song. I have dabbled in musical styles from many countries and can entertain your guests and lighten your evenings. Oh, I seeded an intrigue. Musicians are often used as secret agents and messengers. They can be useful and dangerous. The musician sings a little ditty to demonstrate her skills with the lute. She's actually pretty good. Yeah. See, the intrigue tells me that having her as a court musician means I could use her for myself, but last time we discovered that her music was actually fairly subpar, which means that she's probably just disguising herself as a court musician, which means she's probably a spy, so I'm going to reject her. Thank you, but we are not interested. Right. Probably a little too willful. That's fine, let's go toys. Very willful. Right then. More military classes. You study the effects of battle stress on troops and how morale can turn the tide of combat. You study military recruitment and the importance of training and motivation in making soldiers who can trust and depend on each other. You study the kinds of equipment that soldiers need available, such as bedding, weapons, armor, medicine, bandages, and what tools to repair anything damaged. You study different kinds of transport, animals, wagons, sledges, ships, boats, and boots. You receive a letter from young Lord Adair. So far, he's enjoying himself with your Uncle Armand in Mozambique. He says the trees look different, and there are lots of frogs. He looks forward to visiting the lookout fort at Shepherd's Point. He sounds cheerful enough. Alright, I need some naval strategy. Probably involves looking down. Learn that the sea is not something you hold, it's something you travel across. Naval strategy ensures your free travel while denying it to your enemies. You study different kinds of ships, their names, designs, and the number of crew needed for each. You study different kinds of ships, their speed, maneuverability, and the standard complement of weapons. You learn about the requirement for all civilized sailors to rescue the crew of a sinking ship, even an enemy. No outfit? Yeah. Staring up into the sky at your window, you notice a strange flash of light. A falling star, pretty... Why did I fail, like, my economics there? That's strange. I should have the military outfit. Yeah, the uniform. I don't exactly need military right now, but I love this uniform. It's probably my favorite outfit in the game. Let's see. It's up strategy and logistics past 50. And then I can move on to magic training. You learn about how units reinforce each other in the field, gaining strength through proximity and the covering of weaknesses. You study the effects of different kinds of battle terrain, both offense and defense. I can tour the barracks on weekends. You know about the support costs created by support. The more equipment you have, the more people and animals are needed to move them. And then those people and animals also need to be fed and equipped. You know about the difficulty of obtaining new supplies from the field. Enemy civilians may hide or destroy supplies rather than let them fall into your hands. And friendly civilians may not be friendly if robbed. Oh, interesting. I have unpleasant news to report. Talaris, the Duke of Stedner, has instituted high tariffs and trade restrictions at the Alath border. Business is disrupted and there are growing shortages of supplies. Oh dear. You have a large amount of discretionary funds remaining in the treasury. You can easily handle this situation. Let us send emergency aid. The Royal Treasury will pay to keep people fed. Very well. And this accounting stuff is handy. So visiting the barracks is minus willful and plus pressured. Interesting. Let's try it, I've never been. You're impressed by the discipline of the Novan troops, but the responsibility for their lives weighs heavily on your shoulders. There are approximately 10 battalions under your direct command. Cool. Let's keep the willfulness up. Is there any better bonuses for Lumen? No. Looking at the game, specifically the outfits, you're trying to figure out which era of tech this world has. The answer is history. What era of history? The interesting ones. But which ones? Yes. This game is its own history. It's all the most interesting things for royalty to be involved in, is the kind of history this is. Which is fun. But we've got a good balance in intrigue and military. As fun as it would be to keep maxing out military, let's move on to Lumen. And get some magical girl stuff going. Sense and resist. You close your eyes and learn to feel the magic inside you. You increase your awareness of your own thoughts and emotions, making it more difficult for mind-affecting magic to twist your reactions. Milady, there are letters for you. Another letter from Brioni? Why does she keep writing me? We were never even friends? She says she's bored and lonely, and she's looking forward to seeing me at Gwenelle's birthday party. That's right, Gwenelle's to turn 15. She'll be Duchess of Sudbury for real now. This other letter must be my invitation to a birthday celebration next week. I wonder if I have any of the right stats to survive going to that birthday party, because I've never been. Gwenelle and I were friends at school. This will be a big event, but it's also a long way to travel. I haven't done any archery or medicine, so I don't think I can survive the trip. A lot of things could happen on the road, yeah. No, I can't go. Safe here, though. But, like, I definitely don't have the stats for this. I'd better stay here. Unfortunately. Let's keep the mood balanced. Only cheerful. Willful pressured. Whatever, still need willfulness. Practice using small amounts of magic and feeling that power outside of yourself. Your mentor summons up magical energies to strike the nearby ground so you can learn to sense someone else's spells and use. Think military might have helped with the birthday party? Not sure though. Yeah, maybe, but it's fine. You learn to consciously project a magic field through your thoughts, blocking outside magic from touching your mind, but only when you have the energy to consciously resist. I think I remember the time I did go to the birthday party was the time I think I'd maxed out magic and I just got killed by a random arrow. The magic didn't help me at all. You gain innate resistance to light and dark. I could use some of that. You can now see in the blackest caves and stare into the sun without going blind. All my friends are at Gwenelle's party and I don't get to go. I sent Gwenelle a letter saying that I couldn't come, but it was her mother and the Countess who replied. I think she's insulted that I didn't consider the event important enough to attend. Yeah, sorry lady. Too dangerous. Alright, let's get wheeled magic up. I should be able to get the magical girl outfit soon. You learn to summon a small glowing light, which you can move around independently. You learn how to cast rays of white light, which can banish shadows and blind your opponents. You learn to create tiny discs of solid light, which can fly through the air and cut into targets. Yeah, there it is. Mattis has come to a crisis. A race, the Duchess of Lyther, has declared civil war. Oh dear. Civil war came around quickly. That was faster than I remember. What? Apparently she feels that you're a weak leader, unfit to be queen, and has managed to sway several others to her banner. Who is against me? A number of minor earls and countesses. The Duchess of Mead and the Duke of Kegel. The Duchess of Sudbury is with Lyther. But Gwenelle's my friend. Sudbury is completely surrounded by rebel duchies. She may not have a choice. The situation in Hellsumbury is less clear. What forces can she muster, and what are we still holding? We have 4 battalions, 2 companies, and 1 platoon. The naval side is of course useless in this conflict. By my estimate, Arisk can field 5 battalions, 2 companies, and 1 platoon. That's not good. It will come down to a question of strategy. We have that printing factory, right? Ooh, no, the printing factory is coming in handy. Get them to write up some sheets to denounce Arisk. If the soldiers read those, they might change their minds about following her. I hope it will be effective. Getting propaganda warfare in early. There are ways to increase the number of soldiers you have available. You could offer to pardon various imprisoned criminals in exchange for military service. Sure. Alright, let's do that. Criminals probably already know how to fight. Very well. Forces are in motion, but they'll take time to reach their peak. Ooh, now then. Suppose this is an extra good time to visit the barracks, right? There are approximately 4 battalions, 2 companies, and 2 platoons under your direct command. Magical girl! That's a great outfit, but we're gonna be at war for now, so military it is. I will be a good military leader. Okay. It's a civil war, the naval strategy is going to be useless, so let's up my strategy and logistics. This will be important. Week 30. You study how to determine when to jettison or destroy excess goods for speed, and how to avoid overreaching. You learn about how to calculate enemy war preparations based on the movements of goods within their lands. Armies do not spring up full formed overnight. You study the benefits of looting as a troop motivator versus the negative impact on civilian populations. You study the power of ranged weapons, from arrows to thrown fire and sand, and how threat from such attacks can shift the enemy's response. You study the use of cavalry in battle, as well as the costs and benefits of traveling with large animals. You study the effects of a strong hierarchy on military organization, and the ability of troops to respond to changing situations. Communication across an army can be difficult. Disrupted signals can lead to chaos. The negotiator for the rebels will arrive to speak with you. Surrender now and I'll be lenient. Ah, the diplomat. The negotiator. We are not here for our surrender, we are here for yours. Ha! You have one chance to avoid needless bloodshed. Agree to marry one of Duchess Orissa's sons. She'll become your regent and guide the domain into stability. You'll be allowed to maintain a figurehead title. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not even going to suggest a compromise this time. Let's overwhelm them with military might. But we'll save anyway. I refuse. I am the queen, and not give in to threats. Since we cannot come to an agreement, we'll meet you on the battlefield. Fine. Fine then. Fine by me. You learn to calculate how effective military strength wanes over distance from a home position as it becomes more difficult to put pieces into play. You learn how to delay the advance of an invading force by disrupting their transport and communications. There we go. Maxed out logistics. You study famous battles, the disasters and the mistakes which created them, and the turning points in larger conflicts and why they made a difference. You study the concept of defeat in detail, and how an army can be destroyed by crushing small parts one at a time, rather than attacking all at once. Hi AFC, welcome. Quarters in session. Got the drip for sure. Yes, I'm being a strong military leader today. I won't be losing any battles on my watch. I'm gonna win. You have nothing more to learn about strategy. Here we go. War rages for control of Nova. I barely survived the Civil War last time, but I think I'm good this time. As defending queen, you're required to take control of your personal forces. Your control of magic enhances your claim to divine right of rulership. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I failed my wheel magic, though. I didn't realize I'd get bonuses there for wielding magic. Hopefully the army won't fail the commanding queen, yeah. Battles are won and lost, fallen soldiers decorating the landscape. The final outcome is victory for your side. Your forces sweep through the rebellious duchies and are met with cheers by the local population. Arius, the ringleader, is executed, and the other rebels forced to pay tribute to keep their holdings. Of course, there is also a cost paid in lives. See, the army won't fail me. I've got this. Your keen sense of military strategy enabled you to resolve the affair with much less loss of life than might have been expected. Oh, I failed battlefield medicine though. Total casualties were 3/4 of a battalion on your side, and over half a battalion among the rebels. Your stronger position and strategy made you able to win despite your losses. Of course, there are no more rebel soldiers now, and they are once more your loyal subjects. Excellent. I can probably start moving out of willfulness. I don't have a huge amount left to learn military-wise, and my magic should be pretty even soon. But what should I learn next? I'm thinking I want to go back into swords for the tournament later. Maybe some useful social skills. Your gut wants to suggest learning medicine? Okay. Medicine does seem to come up a lot, doesn't it? What will I need for medicine? Loneliness for medicine, apparently. So let's... You get also wants more snacks, so yeah, what is it now? Well, let's start reducing willfulness. I'll need yielding. But for now... Oh yeah, military is very high. It's tempting to max out naval strategy because there's that big naval battle later on, and being able to command the ships would be fun. But I also want to move on to like something personal defense-wise, so swords. So let's finish upping wield and, well, sense magic and wield magic. Navy while I have it? Yeah, I suppose you're right. Well, let's, why not? You learn about the challenges to naval warfare posed by unpredictable weather, as well as the dangers of sailing too close to an unknown coastline. You learn about the use of ships in transporting ground soldiers between locations. You study the cost, time, and materials required to construct new ships. You study blockades, both setting them and breaking them. You study the effects of cannons against coastal installations such as enemy docks and seaside villages. Too many good options and no way to know what's best? Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I've got a better idea of what I definitely need to survive, but beyond that, I'm not sure. At least survive until the point I've got to. You study the difficulty of a sneak attack at sea and ways it can be achieved. You have nothing more to learn about naval strategy. Okay, I'm completely maxed out on military now. Things have been so unsettled lately. Everyone's on edge. We need something cheerful. You could hold a tournament. What a good idea. I wanted to get my sword up before the tournament. Never mind. Knights, jousting, musicians, all sorts of competitions. Everyone does a contest. What we offer as prizes. I like employment for this. The winners will have the option of taking up royal appointments. It's a recruitment drive. Very well, I will draft the announcements. As you move through the hall, your eye falls upon a vase of flowers. Pretty, but apparently not getting enough water. The leaves on one blossom have shriveled. Someone on hall duty is being lazy. Those flowers should be replaced. You continue upstairs to your room where a maid is waiting for you. My lady, a gift has arrived from Kegel. From the Duke? No, my lady, a merchant house, I believe. It was sent with a shipment down the Kavala River. You tear open the brightly coloured paper to find chocolates. I succeeded in my tests. Chocolate producers in Kegel usually ship goods down the Napo River through Ursel, not straight to the capital. This merchant house probably specializes in something else and only traded for the chocolate. There's a little card with the box. With our compliments, the House of Krelat. All of a sudden, I failed my court manners. Do you wonder what stuff divination might tell us if we pass the test? Yeah, I never have divination, but divination comes up all the time. I wonder what it would tell us. I'll note that down for next time now. Divination. Try and get it early. All of a sudden, the puppy, who's usually so well behaved, growls at the box of chocolates and lunges at it. Bad dog. Chocolate isn't good for you. It's not good for me either. Silly thing making such a fuss. There's something suspicious about this. Oh, my intrigue passed as well. I might actually be totally ready for the chocolate. Ah, test for poison. That's a new one. Test for poison. Oh. I have no way of testing for poison. Given it's before the chocolate poison, it feels related. Maybe it lowers the difficulty of the test? Yeah, probably. That would make sense. You can't think of any safe way to test the chocolates, and you don't want to leave it lying around where it might present a danger to others. Eventually, you mash the candies together and into an unappetizing paste and bury the box in the palace garden. Is that really the best way to get rid of it? That's hilarious. What a waste. If they weren't really poisoned, my candy. Sad. Got depressed from a waste of chocolate. That's funny. It's a 10 court. Right, I can change outfit now. Let's go back to the tea dress. I like the tea dress. I don't really need the military uniform when we're not at war. Next week the plants over the chocolate die, yeah. Or maybe an animal digs them up. Yeah, I read it as plants, don't worry. By concentrating, you can create a wave of discontent, which panics or enrages animals in the area. You learn to create a blade of solid light, which can wield like a sword to slice through the flesh and stone alike. You close your eyes and call out when you detect your mentor casting a spell besides you. You learn to detect ongoing enchantments, such as blessed weapons that can do magical damage. Oh. This is the week of the general tournament. Nobles and commoners alike have turned out to compete against each other. The people will be pleased if you participate in their games, however it would expose you to danger. Which event do you wish to take part in? I would really want to do fencing, but I haven't got the skills for any of these, unfortunately. I've been focused on politics and military stuff. Haven't really got any personal skills to show off. If you could wield like a sword if you had any swordsmanship. Well, yes. I want to do swordsmanship next. What do I need for that? Weapons. Yeah, weapons. Angry. Need angry for weapons, that makes sense. I guess I'll just watch from my tower. The tournament goes on without you. Sad. I've got a lot of willful still, though. Oh no. Big depressed. Well, this will give me a bonus to expression. Animal handling. Decoration, instrument, voice. Let's do horses and falcons. You visit the Muse and learn about different kinds of trainable birds, their preferred nesting sites, behavior, and food. You walk around the stables, meeting the royal horses, learning about their breeds and names to different parts of their anatomy. My lady, your father wishes to speak with you. He says it's urgent. Fine, I'm coming. You find your star... Oh, here we go. Things are progressing quickly. You find your father standing over a map of the coastline, his face grave. Ships have been sighted on approach from Shangia, not trade ships. This is a war fleet. What? Within a week, they will be in Novan waters. Within 2, they could reach the capital. Then we will fight to defend ourselves. We've gotten much further than I thought we were going to. Quicker than I thought, I mean. You can try to use the treasury funds to hire additional soldiers, but it may be difficult on so short notice. I think my funds are still decent, so let's recruit soldiers. Fine, we'll do that. You will need to draw up a naval strategy for our ships to carry out. You could choose to act as admiral and lead the fleet in person, but the danger to you would be very great. Unless you think your personal skills will make the difference, I would strongly advise against it. Actually, though, I have a lot of training in naval strategy, so I will direct the fleet myself. The risk is mine to take. You have your mother's heart. There's one more thing I hesitate to ask, but an invasion. This is the sort of disaster for which a Lumen's power may be worth the cost. If the fleet could be destroyed before they reached our waters, many lives would be saved. I don't know any magic that could sink a whole fleet. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if so I maxed out my fleet powers, but I wonder if I'd gotten Lumen up to max before now, I could actually just sink their fleet before they even arrived. That's a very interesting thought. I feel like there's a lot of different ways I could do this. I'll have to talk to my mentor. You find the Duchess of Ursel in her guest quarters. A fleet from Shangia is attacking us. Is it possible to sink them all with magic? It is easy enough to attack one soldier, one ship, as a demonstration, but to obliterate an entire fleet, you would need an immense amount of power spread over a large area, more than any one Lumen could control. If you tried to raise that much power yourself, you would die. Not could, would. So it's hopeless. We'll just have to rely on our soldiers. Bye. Well, in that case, I actually need to up my lumen some more now, in case it comes down to the magic duel. Right, lumen. Now I'm going to be managing the fleet, so let's put on the uniform. And I need to do resists and wield magic, I think. Week 35. You learn to consciously project a magical shield around your body, blocking intrusion. Powerful technique, but you can't keep it up for long. Was about to suggest changing outfit? Yes. Now it's military time again. I'll swap into the magical girl outfit when it comes to the magic duel, if that's still going to happen. You gain increased resistance against heat and cold, becoming uncomfortable in different weather and environments, and able to sip hot soup without burning your tongue. You learn to direct a beam of searing light to the end of a staff, burning whatever you point at. By concentrating, you can create a wave of discontent which panics, confuses, or enrages other people around you. You learn to shape light into images of things that are far away, or things that don't exist at all. Here we go. Danger on the high seas. Ships close in on each other, angling into range. I failed a climbing test. Oh, that's dumb. You take your position with the spyglass, watching the enemy movements closely and shouting any necessary changes in plan. The Shanjians have half again as many troops as you do. It doesn't look promising. Oh, I wielded magic though. Your skill in long-range magic makes you effective as a cannon and more maneuverable, but there are far too many ships for you to take out each one individually. That's amazing. I'm commanding the ships, whilst also stood on the ship firing magical cannon shots at the enemy fleet. Shape light into images that are not there. Make your fleet look bigger. Yeah, that would be useful. But I think literally firing magical cannon rounds at the enemy fleet is that's pretty great. The eventual outcome is not in your favor. Ah, I failed a war test. No way. No way. The Novian ships are sunk or scattered as the Shanjian forces press towards landfall. My strategy succeeds, though. Your grasp of strategy allows you to recognize when the tipping point has been passed, and you order your remaining vessels to retreat before they are all destroyed. Okay. So I survived the encounter, but we're still getting invaded. This saves lives, but it means leaving the Novan approach completely unguarded. Many good soldiers were lost today, and Novan's troubles have not ended. Why is it war? What does that have to do with war? I know, right? All this preparation I did for a naval battle. Like, I fired magical cannon shots, I maxed out my naval strategy. Still managed to lose, but we were outnumbered, so I guess this is meant to be a difficult one. Since you have failed to repel the invasion, the Shanjian fleet will soon land and their troops will begin progress towards the capital city. The remaining soldiers will hold them off as long as possible, of course, but the main strength of your military has been exhausted. Nova's future looks bleak. Okay. I need to keep up my... This is probably going to come down to the magic duel again, so I need to keep up my Lumen training. So I've still got a good amount of willfulness. Is the Navy Salt a distraction? Will we lose the invasion again? Yeah, it looks like it's too big a force to fight off with just military might, unless you somehow manage to stop the fleet landing, from the sound of it. So I should do well with the invasion, but I need to prep for the eventual magic tool that's coming. That's probably going to be the only safe way out of this. So... let's... one more in wield magic, and Some in resist magic or sense magic. Let's do sense magic next. It's time for the magical girl powers. You learn to tell the difference between different kinds of magical signatures, so that you can tell roughly what a spell you detect is meant to achieve. You expand your magical perceptions to give you some idea of where a detected spell was cast from and how long ago. You learn to create a powerful explosion of light, burning those caught within and blinding others who look at it. You learn how to make use of images to wield your other powers at a great distance. Wow, nice. The invasion of Nova is proceeding. Your coastline is under Shanjian control. Soldiers have marched through villages, trampling fields and frightening citizens. A diplomatic delegation from Shanjia has requested access to the castle to discuss terms, most likely for your surrender. You lack the strength to hold off their armies, and surrendering now will save many lives. It would seem that you have no choice. You prepare yourself as best you can to meet the representatives from Shanjia. You expected diplomats and a military representative, a general, or an admiral. You did not expect the handsome man decked in jewels who now stands before you. A man announced by your servants as Twagami, king of Shanjia. Oh, by foreign intelligence. Is he really their king? Why would a king come all the way here? And he's a lumen, too. Twagami. My dear young lady, how difficult this must be for you. So much responsibility at such a tender age. Don't pretend to be my friend when you're killing my people. Oh no, my composure. Temper, princess. After all, I'm here to save your people. War benefits no one, don't you think? Such a terrible waste. Better to settle things in a civilized manner. A contest. A game, so to speak. That Nova adds the stakes. Should I win, then your domain will submit and accept me as overlord with no further resistance. Should I lose, then my army will leave your domain in peace and shed no more blood. What sort of game? Doesn't he offer a duel? Are you ready for that? Yes. At least almost ready for it. I knew the duel was coming. I'm somewhat prepared. It is well known that Nova is ruled by lumens. As it happens, I too possess the powers of a lumen. I propose a formal duel, my powers against yours. The winner takes control of Nova, the loser dies. Your game by your rules for my life? That doesn't sound fair to me. The rules of a formal dueling have been passed down for centuries and must be upheld. It is important that we do this by the ancient codes. Why should I? If you refuse, then the war will continue. I'll sweeten the deal. If you meet me in a formal lumen challenge, I'll call off the invasion even if I win. Really? I swear it by the gods, Nova will be free and safe. Why take that risk? You're winning the war. It is not your land that I want, it's your crystal. To gain your power, I'm willing to wager my own. Shall we begin? Oh, I failed sense magic, no way. I actually should have focused on the lumen even earlier. I don't like this, but what choice do I have? Ooh, dear. Okay, I will accept his terms. Then I must. Twagami explains the rules of formal dueling to you, including a carefully inscribed circle of words which will contain the effects of any powers you wield, protecting bystanders from danger. Maybe sense magic tells you how strong he is? Yeah, I assume so. I thought I'd have like another week or two to finish maxing out my lumen if I underestimated it. Never mind. And then it is time to begin. Resist magic success. You trade attacks, one spell sensed and countered by another. Reserving your strength as much as possible, it might almost be exciting if your life wasn't on the line. You need to end this quickly before his experience allows him to come up with a trick you can't defeat. He's used to dealing with magic attacks, but he might be expecting a physical one. Perhaps if you rushed him, you could take him off guard. Up close he couldn't use his fancy spells, but what would you do then? You still have to use magic to win. You can't just grab him and bang his head against the floor. Perhaps you could focus your power into the shape of a sword and attack him with that. Oh no. Don't tell me I really should have gotten sword skills up before this. Or maybe if you could distract him somehow, you could cast a spell that he couldn't block. The game seems designed to give you just not enough time to learn everything. Yeah, really feels that way. I never have quite enough time to do everything I want to do. Ooh. Well, you could distract him somehow and cast a spell that he couldn't block. I want a magic sword, but I haven't put any skill points in sword. Yeah, I really want a magic sword, but I didn't have time to do my sword training. This is like one of the only runs where I didn't do any sword training. We'll dazzle him. I failed by decoration. You throw a dazzling shower of sparkles, hoping to blind him and seize the advantage. It doesn't work. Whirls of dark smoke rise from the floor at your feet, spinning around you like a black hurricane. You know you have to stop it, but how? It's all around you and there's nothing to target. Faster and faster it spins, making it hard to breathe, until finally everything goes dark. Oh, no. I lost. I was so well prepared and I still lost. Elodie did not survive to reach her coronation. Nova would have to go on without her. But it doesn't have to end this way. Make different choices, train different skills, and Elodie's star may rise again. Anyway, magic sword. Motes of shimmering moonlight coalesce into a weapon in your hand. Yep, yeah, I thought so. You lunge, but he ducks under your blade and rolls away. Before you can regain your target, he summons up a shield of red fire that surrounds him totally. Now it ends. The fire sweeps forward, devouring your vision. Ah. My instincts earlier were to raise sword skill. Man. Well, that's that. We did so well. We helped in the naval battle. We were forced to be reckoned with in the magic duel. We survived the poison chocolate. We succeeded with the civil war. We didn't get shot with arrows. On one hand, painful, anguishing, agonizing death. On the other hand, painful, agonizing death. Okay. We have a pretty good idea of how to get back here. And next time, I'm going to do... I probably don't need as much focus in the military. It's like, I don't need to do the naval battle if I don't want to. So I could probably I'll focus on the sword training earlier. And a mix of Lumen abilities of the sword training should get me through this duel. Otherwise, I know how to get back to this point. But, that's it for today's attempt. I think it will take too long to get back here again. And I'm probably not going to do another solo stream for a couple of weeks, because I have a lot of work I need to get done. But I'll be doing any collabs that come up. So if we're playing any more Super Mecha Champions, I'll do some of those. But I'll have to put aside Long Live the Queen for a couple of weeks, and then we'll get back to it. And I feel like we're getting close to being able to beat it too. But I'll make a note now. Sword. The next time. It would be a lot of work, but I tempted to give the numbers for the endings I've already gotten. If you feel up to it, sure. But I have a general good idea of how to get back to the point I'm at. But I think if I do pretty much what I did, but instead of completely maxing out military, I'll swap over and start working on swords and get sword to at least 50 or so. That would probably be enough to get me through this. Or get sword as hard as I can anyway. So I really, rather than do the naval strategy for military, I think I'll just not do the naval battle and focus on the duel. Because I'm much more able to win the duel, I think. So, with that in mind, we'll try and beat this next time I get around to it. Okay. Okay, and Thanks for watching.